Alright, ignorant family. Today's video should be a fairly quick one. We can see here we have a beautiful BMW S1000RR. Today's video is going to be how to install levers. So we have a pair of aftermarket levers here that were previously on another S1000RR that have basically been repurposed because this is the new to the family anyways bike. You can see the clutch handle here is a Torx. You're going to need to find your proper size Torx. And I don't know why, but the brake side, or the brake lever side, happens to be a flathead screwdriver. And the bottom bolt was going to be about a 10 mil, I believe. Your bike may differ, it might not, I don't know. So always check your own specs with what you're going to do. So I'll get the camera set up. I'm going to start off on the clutch side. Alright, starting off on the clutch side here. As I said, this is going to be a Torx. I've checked it out. It looks to be that it's a 25 for this particular bike anyways. Again, like I said, I don't know. There's a little bolt that's underneath here that helps keep it on. You're going to want to put a small wrench down there. Your Torx up top. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. I don't know if anybody's ever heard that before. That's what's going to start backing off your bolt. Alright, so it's moving off. I'm going to put my hand underneath it because basically once the Torx bolt comes out, the bottom bolt here, retaining bolt, is going to basically drop away, and it's going to, with my luck, end up somewhere deep down into the fairing, and I'm not going to be able to get a hold of it because it's going to be lost in the abyss. I don't really like to work with Allen key type wrenches like this, whether it be Torx or Allen key, hex, whatever you want to call it. I prefer to have a ratchet because basically it just saves some time. But as you can see, the bolt is backing out without much of an issue. Now I've got full play, I can probably do it by hand. Yep, the bottom bolt, so there happens to be a little rubber washer or neoprene washer, whatever, on there, on the bottom bolt. Bolt is out. One of the things that you're going to have to watch for, because it's the clutch side, when this does come out, if I turn it, the cable here, there's a little, stand by, there's a little grommet plastic. I don't know if that's focusing in on that or not. So that little black grommet's gonna have to come out, and you have to reuse that stock piece. Cut. Alright, ignorant family, so I sorted out my camera issue. I got it mounted differently now, so hopefully it won't fall down. Again, I don't do this for a living, I just do this because I do this, so I don't care. The camera fell, I said cut, and it's going to be a good laugh. Anyways, that inside sleeve is there, comes out just that simply, and then basically that's your stock lever. So I'll put on the aftermarket lever now. Ensure you have the right sides, because you're not going to be able to tell. The BMW has a little, there's a little clutch kill engage switches down here and that allow you to shift. So you're going to have the right lever for the right side, correct side, not right, the correct sides, and vice versa. So those things need to happen. So again, when you're going to put it in, It'll do a little bit of finagling with it. And there you go, the lever's in, and it's just a matter of replacing the bolt. On the BMW, I don't know if this will show up in the camera or not, but it's actually a threaded bolt on the bottom, so it's extra level of security, I guess, for the clutch lever, so that it won't come out. Might take a little bit of extra finagling or messing around to get the bottom portion to seat. But that's just a little bit of wiggle work. That's really all it is. On a motorcycle, you probably shouldn't ever force anything, is what I would suggest. And because this now is just kind of coming out of the bottom, I'm going to get the bolt and the washer. I'm going to be replacing that. I'm going to get that set up underneath, so that as I'm screwing this down, I'm doing a little bit less work and it should seat. So I'm just using my finger on that, and I'm continuing to get it. So now that it's free spinning, quote unquote free spinning, I use my little 10mm wrench, put that on the bottom of that. So now that that's cinched tight, basically, like I said in another video, whenever anything is tight on, I go about an eighth turn past, eighth to a quarter, depending on really what you're working with, an eighth to a quarter past whatever tight is, and then that's it. That's tight enough. On to the next side. Alright, starting the passenger side. Like I said originally, for whatever reason, this is a lawnmower. Alright, onto the brake side now. So, as previously explained, the brake side of this is a flat, or a flathead screwdriver. So again, I'm just going to put my 10mm wrench on the bottom bolt here, probably covering the camera right up. And I'll start to unscrew this. Now that that's loosened off, I'm going to put my hand underneath to cup the where the bolt's going to fall out. I'll just use my flathead screwdriver, which is probably a little bit too big for the purposes that I'm using this for, to back off the rest of this bolt. I'm honestly not this clumsy with my tools, but when you're trying to do things for YouTube and instruct, you look a little bit dumb sometimes. So the bolt has come out. I don't feel a washer or secondary washer underneath here, so it looks like maybe there's no washer. I apologize if the light has gotten quote unquote worse. I closed my garage door. It's a beautiful day out here in Canada, and it's one of the last days that basically people are cutting their lawns, mowing their grass. So that comes out without any issue. The original lever, there's no wire. Obviously this isn't the clutch side, so there's no wire, so you don't have to worry about reconnecting a clutch cable or anything else like that. You have the aftermarket, which is here. Alright, today's one of those days where things just don't want to seem to work out for me video wise. Mechanically I'm not having any issues. So there, I'm trying to light this up. Don't know if that's even coming out. There is a, there you go. There's a little, basically it's a bolt on a ball that's in there, and that's what's pushing in on the brake reservoir so that you can get the brake. So on a new, as I'm trying to light this up, on a new the clutch handle, right there is where the space is that little lever's got to go into, or sorry, the pin. So when you're installing and you're putting that back in, you just have to ensure that that pin gets seated into that spot, and very easily, no pushing, no drama or anything else like that. The pin gets basically replaced. Sorry, the retaining bolt gets replaced. Again, just like on the clutch side, the bottom of it is threaded for extra safety, extra security. I'll put my finger underneath it, and then as soon as I feel it, the top of that bolt starting to come out from the bottom end, I'll basically put the bolt onto my finger, and then as I'm screwing it in, I'm just allowing it to do the work for me, keeping it in place. I let it go until it's tight. Let it go until it's tight. I get the wrench on the bottom of this bolt here. Give it a couple extra turns so it didn't seat as well as I wanted it to there. Okay, so now that's snug. Backup screwdriver. So now that that's snug, you can see that the bolt just moved on her own there, and I'll go basically like I said, about 1/8 to 1/4 past tight, and that's when I know that it's tight enough. And my neighbor just finished mowing the lawn, so now would probably be the best time to open the garage door back up and show everybody the work, maybe do it again, but I'm not going to do that. So there you go. There's the second look at that. This is probably a very horrible video now.